genuinely don't know. Oh boy. I'm really, really confused. Everybody bear with me, because I have no idea what's happening. Can people, hello? I think I'm live now? I don't know how this works. This is just a test, everybody. Just a test. So yeah. So you guys can you guys hear me okay? You can hear me. That's good. Good to know. Is the audio good? Is it too quiet? Too loud? Let me know. Things. Ooh, I can move stuff around on the screen. Oh, this is much better. Now I can see your guys' comments like a lot better. Let me see. All right, audio's good. Cool. I can't figure out how to get my good webcam to do this. I'm just using my built-in one, which kind of sucks. But yeah, no, I meant to do this earlier. I'm sorry if it's too late. I meant to do this earlier, but I was trying to figure out how to do live streaming. It's so confusing to me. But yeah, I thought I'd try it out. Just to kind of see what all the fuss is about. So yeah. Hello, Cesar Martinez. Cool. I said hi to you. It is really complicated. Cool. So, yeah. So I don't know if you guys. It's 4 a.m. Holy cow! Why are you awake at 4 a.m., Dante? That's nuts. But yeah. So if you guys hadn't seen this yet, YouTube kind of announced a new gaming website, and they're really stressing doing live streams. And yeah, this is like my first live stream on this channel. That's not the first one on this channel. It's the first like kind of one of these. We've done I talk with my hands a lot, I've noticed. But yeah, no, we've done live streams like years ago, but we have not done them again since. So this is the first time in a really long time. A lot has changed. So yeah, I wonder. There seems to be quite a bit of a delay, like at least 30 seconds of a delay. So yeah. Hey, I'm going to try to send this link out on Twitter. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where a link is that I can send people stuff, where I can like send it out on Twitter. Do you guys know how to do that? Look at us learning together. But yeah. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure it out. I want to do that before we get on to doing anything else right now. Yes, I am streaming. Tweet the URL. Well, therein lies the problem, buddy, because I am not on the URL. I'm at youtube.com/live-dashboard, which I assume is not something that you guys can like get to unless it takes you to your live dashboard individually. I don't have the link to the stream. I guess I have to go to like my channel or something. Let me check on my channel real quickly. My channel. Oh, look at that. It says NerdSync Gaming, and there's like a picture of a stream. Because we're streaming. That was completely unintentional. I wish I could change that thumbnail. Alright, let me tweet this out really quickly. Streaming now for the first time live on the YouTubes. Lots of exclamation points. I did lots of exclamation points, then I wrote a period, as if like the exclamation points were not a part of the actual end part of the sentence. They're just like other additional letters. All right, tweeted it out. Retweeting it. Everybody retweet it. I would love you forever. Oh, got notifications. And I'm also talking with my editor. What do you limit to? -1. I do -3. -1. I promise this will get interesting in a second. I'm trying my best to set this up properly. But holy cow, there are like 49 of you guys watching. What are you doing with your lives? Anyway. No, I appreciate it. How do I... Ooh, I can change the thumbnail. All right, let me change the thumbnail really quickly. Look at me. I'm just figuring out a whole bunch of stuff today. All right, let's do icon header, and then there's got to be one that's just like... yeah. Ooh, this is good. I will use that one. And I'm getting all sorts of notifications. I'm going to turn my phone off. Can you guys hear that? I don't want it to get annoying. But man, you have retweeted it. Thank you so much for that. Thumbnail has been updated. That's good to know. Cool. I think that's everything right now. I'm sorry. If you have to do homework, I will... you can leave. I give you permission. Nothing really interesting will happen. Yeah, live stream. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. So this is actually just a test. I didn't expect so many people to show up to this test. I mean, that's kind of why I plan to do it at night. Well, at least night for me. I don't know. It's different time zones. I'm not so ignorant that I think the world sleeps when I sleep. I am not the axis upon which the world turns. But holy cow. So many of you guys are retweeting it, and I love it. You guys are amazing. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, let's talk about stuff. So yeah, as I started saying before, I'm yelling now, and I really shouldn't because like I have neighbors. But okay, yeah. So as I was saying before, we started doing all this stuff. YouTube announced their new like YouTube gaming thing earlier today, which is awesome. If you know anything about me, other than the fact that I like comics and I like learning, I do not play video games really ever. I've played some. I've played like the Batman Arkham games, except Arkham Knight, because I don't have a way to play that yet. I've played Mass Effect. I've played a couple Star Wars games here and there. I'm currently working my way through Chrono Trigger, which is super good. But like that should tell you how up to date I am with video games, that I'm just now making my way through Chrono Trigger. But yeah, so sorry, I'm just trying to get read a couple of your guys' comments. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Scott is a no gamer. I'm no gamer. I do not claim to be. Which is kind of a weird stereotype, I think, because people assume that, oh, you like comics. Well, then you obviously like video games. And I'm like, no, they're different things. I don't need to like both, nor do I. But not that I hate video games. That's not at all what I'm trying to say. I do love video games. I like the video game culture. I like what video games can teach us about the world around us. But I just don't play games. I don't have the only way I can play games is on my phone. So, because I don't have I have a Mac, which means I really can't do gaming. I don't even own a TV to do, or any sort of console. The newest console I own is a Nintendo 64. So, yeah, because after I sold my Xbox for camera money, for the camera that I use for Comic Misconceptions, I gesture this way, even though it's in this corner here. But yeah. So. Woo. Sorry, reading some more of the comments. It has been, yeah, it has been a while. We haven't done a live stream in forever. Fantastic. Yeah, anyway. Back to this thing that I'm doing. I have to pretend to actually have a thought in my head for a second. Yeah, so with the YouTube gaming thing coming out, it made me really think, what could NerdSync do in regards to gaming and live streaming and like let's plays or whatever, because that's really what they're gearing towards. They're really going to start rewarding channels. Oreo, they're really starting to reward channels who are early adopters of things. So I want NerdSync to be an early adopter of this new platform. And if I'm quiet, I can turn myself up. I'm very sorry about that. This microphone is not very sensitive at all, so I have to get like really close to it. Yeah, so I've turned myself up a little bit. If I need to do it more, then I will. But yeah, okay. So YouTube rewards people who are early adopters of their new stuff, and so I want NerdSync to do that, but I don't know how. So I'm just kind of asking you guys, what do you think? Could NerdSync get into the gaming side of things? Should we? Are we fine as is? Yeah, and I just want to make sure that it's something that fits with the value proposition of NerdSync. And yeah, it's not just going to be like, here's a video game thing for no reason, but it's actually going to be like, this is something that we're actually doing because it fits with NerdSync, and it's not just like, video games for the sake of video games, So, yeah. I'm trying to read some of the comments you guys have to say. So, how about comics about video games? Infamous? Yeah, sure. We got a couple of those. But I feel like we'd run out after a while. You know what I mean? Like, there's not too many of them. But, like, even still, let's say we did stream us playing video games that are based off of comic book characters or whatever. Like, so what? I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, we could do it, but what's the benefit there? Like, what are we trying to do with that? What are we... We're streaming a video game, sure, but why? What is the value that you as an audience will get out of it other than just watching us play a game? How does that fit into NerdSync in any capacity? So, yeah. Anybody feel free to leave. I didn't expect this many people to show up. I honestly tried to do this as late as possible for me, so that because this is a test. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, is I don't particularly, because I don't play video games, I don't necessarily see the point in it either, but that's what I want to ask, is like, is there a point that we can do that would make me excited to do it and not just be like, we're just playing a video game just because we're playing a video game? But I'm trying to figure out, is there an angle that actually fits into, the core of what NerdSync is, if that makes sense. So, stories in the mythos, sure. I mean, I guess for now, like, I'm not saying we're gonna branch off and do like an entire NerdSync gaming channel yet. We might, I don't know, but yeah, I feel like for now I want to try and keep it on this channel, keep it relevant, and make it fit with what everything that we do with NerdSync. So, background information about the gaming development, sure. Like, no. If you have an interest in comic book characters, sure, but if not, why put the time into it? Because, well, I think that's all right. So the question is, if I can kind of scroll back up here, is if you had an interest in comic character games, sure, but if, like, basically the question is, if I don't have an interest in something, why should I do it? Because maybe there's something I'm missing that will make me interested in it. Like, I didn't start doing what I do with comic misconceptions right off the bat. Like, I didn't start talking about, like, philosophy and culture and science and history and art and all that stuff right from day one. I just talked about Green Lantern. And I was like, these are all the different Green Lanterns, like very basic comic book stuff. And I didn't know that I cared about stuff like philosophy and science and psychology until I started getting into it. Like, I feel like you do at a certain point have to get out of your comfort zone and say, yeah, maybe I'm not super interested in this thing now, but maybe there's something here that will interest me. And I don't want to wait for that to happen, too late. I'm basically just asking, like, what is something that's interesting that we could explore with NerdSync in regards to gaming and stuff. So a lot of great comments coming in, and they're flying by, and I really wish I could read them all. All right, well, characters, for example, like we were playing Spider-Man game, we could talk about what's going on with Spider-Man and our opinions. Yeah, sure. Chris 1 suggested doing basically like almost like a podcast as we're playing video games. So we would actually come up with a topic about the video game and then something about the video game and then discuss it at length while someone is playing the video game, whether it's me or him, probably him because he's a better gamer than I am. So yeah. What's the official name of the podcast? It's just the NerdSync Podcast. Look for it on iTunes and SoundCloud. I don't think there are any Green Lantern specific games other than like probably some ported over, or not ported over, but just like some really terribly designed ones on here whenever the movie came out. But yeah, there was I do know this. See, this is interesting. See, it's not that I don't care about games. It's that I don't play games. I care about video games. They're super fascinating. But I just don't play them. So I do know this. There was a Green Lantern game. If you are not subscribed to, I think it's P2P Online, P-T-O-P Online. They do betas of games that were never released. Not really betas, but maybe betas. I don't know the correct terminology. Just games that were never released, and they show footage from it. And there was a Green Lantern one, super cool. I would have actually really loved to have played that. Yeah. So it's not that I'm not interested in games. It's just simply that I'm interested in them in a way that doesn't require me to actually have to play them. I like talking about them, I guess, and doing that. So yeah. What do you mean make a NerdSync about it? That's not a thing. I've never made a NerdSync about a thing before. I don't even know what that means. Huh. If you're real, hold up 2 fingers. I got you. I'm real. Or just like 2 individual fingers. They don't have to be on the same hand. You never specified. I don't think it would have to be about superhero games exclusively. I think we'd start that way as a way to try and ease into it. But I don't think it's gonna be that way like forever. So, yeah. Who knows about the console? Have you played? I haven't played. If you ask me if I've played a video game, the answer is going to be no. I'm pretty sure I've made that clear, but at this point, I don't play video games. Is being way overdone on YouTube. NerdSync is awesome as is. Let me scroll back and see that. Not liking the gaming idea, but like other than just that you think it's overdone, why specifically is it a not good idea or a bad idea in your opinion? Because you could always just not watch them, right? If we put them out, I'm not gonna force you to watch them if we make them. So I guess I'm just asking, like, is there something that you think is inherent in gaming stuff on YouTube that is terrible, that you think would actually make the channel worse in some capacity? Yeah, so I guess that's really my question. Personally not for this. If it's a way to bring more income, then go for it. I don't think it would be a way to bring more income. We'll see, though. I do have ads set up. In a few minutes, actually, I'm going to test it. This is just a test, so if I can, I'd like to try playing an ad, although it probably wouldn't work, but, it's whatever. Can I do a card? I'm going to do a card. Let's do one really quickly. Fan Wonder. Real card. Did that work at all? Did you guys see a card pop up on the screen? Probably not. I don't know how this works. That's all just a test. Holy cow, there's so many comments coming in. They're just flying by. Bringing gaming to NerdSync, but I was wondering if it would affect the time we get regularly scheduled videos. It probably won't. That specifically probably won't affect anything. But yeah, I mean, right now it's all just affected by I get too caught up in research, and I'm really slow at writing, and I've also just been having so many technical difficulties lately with everything from my Google Drive that has all my files to my computer, which is running a beta firmware, so I'm getting lots of bugs everywhere, and it's just been a hassle. And so that's partially why I didn't release a video today, was because we don't have it done yet, and it'll be up tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, we'll see. It should not. If we do streaming things, we're gonna make sure that we do them in a way that's not going to affect the rest of the videos on the channel. So cool. There are games that spun into comics. You can play like Portal. Yeah, Portal's fun. I haven't played the first one, but I did play the second one, and I had a lot of fun playing that one. That's a game that I did play. Ultimate Alliance. Okay, now hold on now, because Marvel Ultimate Alliance is probably one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of the only games where I've ever beaten it and then immediately replayed it. Like, within, like, the same breath. Was like, beat it, awesome, start new game. It was great. They do have the Lego games as well. That would be fun to do. There's lots of different characters in there that are little known and would be fun to just kind of dive into some of the history of them and all that stuff. That would be neat. Yeah. So you could use Twitch to play Twitch and play whatever you want. I could do that, or I probably won't. We do have a NerdSync Twitch, though, if you want to go follow it, subscribe to it. I don't know how Twitch works. It's just NerdSync Productions. Somebody has NerdSync already, and I don't know how to, like, ask them if we can take it from them, but I would like that. But no, we have Twitch. It's just NerdSync Productions. I don't know how. We don't post anything there, but we have it. So, yeah, there you go. No. I'm not even going to justify that comment with a response, other than this response right now. Injustice. Yeah, I know Injustice is another one that we could do. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we would play comic book related video games, but I guess my thing is, like, what's the value that we're providing that would make you want to watch it, and also that would make you want like that would fit within the NerdSync value proposition of, hopefully trying to teach and educate through these things instead of just like, hey, here's a video game that we're playing. And I guess the easiest way to do that would be to just make sure we're having, like, we're doing it almost like a podcast. We have a kind of cool, insightful conversation between two or more parties while we're playing the game. And yeah, I mean, that would be fine. I mean, we could always just try stuff out and see what works and see what doesn't work. I mean, that's the big thing about doing any sort of anything, really, is you have to experiment, which is, this is a test that I'm doing with this live stream right now, so it's obviously working. Can you guys do thumbs ups? I'm used to Periscope, where I get like an instant feedback of hearts of people liking things, but it would be cool if you guys could do that. If you like it, if you didn't like it, then, feel free to leave a thumbs down as well. But if you did like it, thumbs ups all the way around. The channel about unreleased games was P2P Online. I think it's PTOP Online, but it might be P the number 2P Online. I actually can't remember, but super interesting stuff. It's got a couple video games for comic book related things, and they look awesome. But it's too bad they were never released. So indie games. Like, here's something that a lot of you guys might not know. NerdSync started out as a general nerdy channel. So we did do Let's Plays. We did do video game related content before. It just didn't land very well. It didn't land as well as the comic book stuff did. So if we're going to introduce video game stuff back in, look at me talking with my hands so much. God, what is wrong with me? What are these? But yeah, no. We if we're going to introduce video game stuff back into the channel, I just want to be clear that we're introducing it back into the channel. We're not introducing it for the first time. We're not like sorry, there's a lag and I just saw myself do the hands thing. Yeah, it's not like we are just changing the channel from what it was and I want the old NerdSync back. Well, that was the old NerdSync. You have new NerdSync and you're fine with it now. So we're going to, yeah, I think it's fair that we just play around with the format, see what works, see what doesn't. So, yeah. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. And of course, even if it's not video game related, we could do live streams. I know Rob from Comics Explained does a live stream. Does he still do a live stream every week, the Comics and Coffee thing? Like, I could do that. I mean, he doesn't own the rights to that concept of live streaming. I don't actually know what he does on that thing, but yeah, that might be fun to just kind of do like just do like a really loose, casual, laid back show once a week. Maybe like Sundays or something like that, to just kind of talk about whatever, answer your guys' questions, like a weekly Q&A type of thing. That'd be kind of neat. If you guys wanted to do that. If you're interested in that, let me know. So that would also be cool. We already do a monthly comic book club over on the Patreon page. So if you're a patron, we're doing a comic book club. We've done 6 of them so far, and this weekend we're doing Moon Knight Volume 1. It's going to be awesome. It's one of my favorites. Yes, I do talk for a long time because it's a one-sided conversation. It's just me. I don't want there to be awkward silences. Oh, you're talking about Rob. I'm sorry. Yes, Rob probably talks for a long time as well. I mean, I can relate though, right? Like right now I'm talking for a long time. It's been 27 minutes of me just talking to myself. Basically, talking with no one else, but talking to you, I guess, would be the more accurate thing to say. My voice is great. It's probably just the microphone. My voice in real life is probably horrible. So, cool. Just checking out some of your comments over here. So, I don't see how the video games would mesh with NerdSync. It doesn't really fit the niche you have created. There are a bunch of comic channels, but only one NerdSync. That's true, but also you have to not stay stagnant with content creation. Again, it's always about experimenting. The stuff we have right now is not at all what we started with. We experimented and we found what did work, and that's important. And I feel like it is important to continue to do that. Even when you have a niche, you can still experiment outside of it and see, well, what's the crossover here? Are there people that like this stuff? Is everybody against it? Does everyone just happen to like it, actually? I don't know. And you'll never know the answers to those things unless you try it out. So I feel like there is value in trying it out. I just don't know necessarily how to do that. Because as I said, I don't own any sort of gaming console or even like a computer that plays video games well. Because my computer's really old. And it's also Mac, which isn't great for gaming, I hear. So, yeah. Somebody asked a question that I wanted to see. Do you have any comic book YouTubers that inspired me? Yes. Eris was probably the number one channel that inspired me. I think that's pretty evident in the way that we both present topics. Very similarly, kind of like the talking headshots and interesting backgrounds and bumpers and all that stuff. Like, he really was a huge, huge inspiration. Yeah, so love the channel, like the tie-ins. Thank you. Caught the stream during my break. 17 episodes. Cool. That's what indie games are for, Scott. Sure. I guess, I mean, I guess my thing is all about the technical side of things, because I don't know how to, this is me testing the live stream for the first time, so I'm really, really bad at it, as you can tell. And so I just don't know how to set up the things where I can get, like, the me and then, like, the screen. Well, I mean, this is all just going to be more testing, I'm sure. Tutorials online, probably as well. Is the volume down? I've turned it up really loud, but again, this microphone is not very sensitive, so. There are a lot of unknown facts and history behind games. For example, the PlayStation was originally an SNES add-on. And content creation is an issue. Get a temp presenter for the gaming. Yeah, I mean, that Chris, One, and Bryce are both huge gamers. So that's... Sorry, I got a notification. That was really weird. Yeah, so Chris, One, and Bryce are both huge gamers, so I figured I would try to pass it on to one of them. Most likely Chris, but I just don't know how he would be if he was on his own, you know what I mean? Because usually this is going to be the dumbest thing I've ever said out of my mouth. I've never been with him when he's alone. Obviously, that's what the definition of alone means. But no, I mean, I've never, I don't know how he would be if he's like the right internet personality to have on videos, so. The mic is extremely low. I'm very sorry about that. Again, it's not very sensitive, and I've turned it up as loud as I possibly can. The only other option would be to have a horrible quality microphone that is loud, but it would sound terrible. We've already done variants. Eris has already been on the podcast twice, if you want to go check that out. I do like Star Trek Next Generation. Haven't really seen any of the other ones, though. Seen a couple of the original series, though. But I'm not super nostalgic, so there's a lot of people that are like, original series is the best. And I'm like, I mean, it's probably fine, but I like Next Generation a lot. See, it sounds loud for you. All right, so I need to set it to max volume. Yeah, apologies. I do need to get a thing that will make this louder. You know what? No, I don't want to do that. Never mind. I was going to hit a button on my mixer, but that would have looped the audio through, and you guys there would have been a ton of feedback. It would have been louder, but it would have been a ton of feedback. Cool. What Arkham game is my favorite? I've only played City and Asylum and a little bit of Origins, and I really didn't like Origins, but City is probably my favorite. I like Asylum because it's really creepy, but City, I think, has a better overall story, in my opinion. So, cool. Sorry, I totally missed any of the comments. If you guys posted comments about doing like a weekly show where it's just me doing like a live Q&A like this for maybe a half hour or something like this. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. You know what? I'll probably miss a lot of the comments, so you can just tweet at me. At Scott Nicewonder, it's my name. Or at NerdSync, also is another one as well. Tweet at me all the time anyway, because I like people knowing that I exist. That didn't make sense. I'm trying to do multiple things at once. What was wrong with Origins? I have Arkham Origins. Yeah, it was super repetitive, like right out of the gate for me. A lot of the fighting, the boss battles, was just the quick time stuff, and I thought it was weird. It just wasn't as fun. So, and I'm not the kind of person who's like, well, this wasn't made by the same company, so I automatically hate it. I gave it a chance. I just didn't particularly care for it. Plus, also, I didn't have a chance to finish it, so I only played it for a few hours as I was at my friend's house, and then I left, and I never played it again. So, do you have Facebook? We have the NerdSync Facebook. I personally do have a Facebook, but I'm never on it. I never use Facebook. But the NerdSync Facebook, you can go like NerdSync on Facebook. It's facebook.com/NerdSync Productions. Yes, we rarely ever get NerdSync for a social media handle. I was so lucky I got Twitter, because at NerdSync Productions would be so long, but at NerdSync is just nice and sweet and succinct. I like that. Live Q&A. Weekly Q&A would be cool, especially over Skype. Sure. Do you think DC is going in the right direction with their movies? I don't know. We've only seen The Man of Steel right now. So, I'm not the kind of person who's going to judge by the one movie. But, we'll see. We will see. Video game misconceptions. That would be fun, but I feel like that's already a thing called game theory. Beat me to it. Q&A for the new viewers. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Facebook is for people with time on their hands. I do not have time on my hands. What are these? Anyway. Batflex suit. I think it's a cool suit. It looks pretty cool. We've been overdue for short ears, and I think it looks pretty neat. See, look, we're already doing a Q&A right now. I tried watching Mr. Robot. I really did. I couldn't get into it. The first episode, I was like, I like this. And then I watched the second and the third one. I'm like, what is happening in this show right now? So I just dropped. I would call MatPat. I know a lot of people connected to MatPat, but I'm trying my hardest not to, use them as a connector to be like, so can you get MatPat on the podcast? Because that would be awesome. I'm hoping our paths cross naturally, which would be great. Because I don't want to feel like I'm using people, Because these are my friends. I don't want to be like, I'm only friends with you so I can get to MatPat. Because that's not true. They're just great people who happen to know MatPat. So, look behind me. There's nothing there. Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones? Have not started Game of Thrones. But Breaking Bad, I did watch. I just didn't care for it that much. Yeah. You can ask me a question. That was one of them. Congratulations. You just asked me a question. Anyway. MatPat got done with a live stream. Yeah, I felt like he had insider knowledge about the YouTube gaming thing. He had to have, because he announced he was doing live streaming last week, and then YouTube was like, oh, by the way, gaming streaming, and then, yeah. Smart guy, smart cookie. He knew. Did comic misconception start on May 24, 2013? I honestly don't know, but that sounds right to me. Yeah. I would love to do a gaming show for beginners like me. The problem is I would need an expert, I think, to teach me, to guide me along, because if it's just a show for beginners by a beginner and that's it, then I feel like we're not going to learn anything. It's just going to be me stumbling around through stuff. And everyone's going to be like, dude, you're terrible at this game. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm the worst at it. So, yeah. Yeah, don't be scared to announce that Breaking Bad was average, because it wasn't that great. Look, here's the thing about telling me to look behind me. I can see in the computer all of the stuff that's happening behind me. I can see it. I have a live feed of myself, much like you guys do. I can tell there's nothing behind me. So, at least I think I can. Unless they don't show up, and it doesn't make sense. Never mind. I was going to say a thing. Who cares? Yeah, that's how you guys play games. See, that would be alright, I guess. It would be fun. I just don't think it would fit with NerdSync too much, I guess, is my one thing. We'll see. I think we'll start by doing a weekly Q&A like this. I think it'd be fun. I like hanging out with you guys. It's been awesome so far. Obviously, I need to get some sort of louder microphone or something. If I just talk, right here. Well, it doesn't work because I lowered my voice as well. Oh, well. Yeah. There's so many more people watching right now than I expected to. But bye, everybody who needs to leave now. So yeah. What's my favorite bow tie? I really like. I don't know. I really like the gray one that I have because one of my favorite colors is gray. I know it's not a color, but I just like it. It goes with everything, so it's a cool one. But I also like the ones with the plaid on it because that's fun too. I wish I had a polka dot one. That'd be neat. It's midnight. Is it midnight already? Oh gosh. Oh boy. You've never seen the back of my head ever. Neither have I. So. No, I'm not leaving when I say bye. Just people who need to leave. And so, yeah, I am wearing gray. It's actually a new thing I got today. So, I like it. Mobile gaming would be a cool topic. That's the only gaming I know how to do. I'm connected to the gaming industry in a very vague way. Do you guys know the game Transistor and or Bastion? And I will wait for those responses to come in. I've heard they're great games, and I actually did play Transistor a bit. I think I'm on the last level on my iPad, but I haven't beaten it yet. But it is really fun, because I like the idea of mixing and matching powers, which is cool. I like the mechanics of it. Yeah, okay, we got some people who like Bastion, which is awesome. Bastion and Transistor are the two games. Yeah, Bastion. Okay, so, fun story. My aunt is actually a voice in those games. She does voiceover work. So in Transistor, she's the main character, Red, the girl, who basically doesn't make a ton of noises because the whole thing is that she lost her voice. She mostly just makes grunty noises. But she was in Bastion as one of the characters at the end. I never actually played Bastion, but this is what she told me. She's one of the female characters at the end of the game or something like that. So that's how I'm connected very loosely to the gaming industry. And I felt really, really bad because I don't play games. So she was like, oh yeah, I do voices for video games. Do you guys know Bastion? And I was like, no. She's like, really? It got a lot of praise and I think it won some awards or whatever. And I'm like, no, I've never heard of it. I think she is the singing voice in Transistor because it sounds like her, although my brother says it doesn't, but I think it does. I could just text her and ask her, but also it's midnight, so I'm probably not going to do that. But her name is, this is how close I am to my relatives, Christine? She wasn't my aunt ever since I was born. She's a new addition to the family. But Wilson. Christine or Kristen Wilson? I want to say Christine. Christine Wilson with a K. Yeah. And her sister is a background extra often on SNL, which is another cool thing. So yeah, cool. Holy cow, we just got an influx of people. What happens after midnight that everyone wants to go hang out with this face? No, I am not that close to my family at all. Not even a little bit. So, yep. It was actually her birthday. Her birthday is the day before mine. I didn't say anything. I could have just been like, hey, happy birthday. Didn't. So, Ashley Lynn Barrett. Oh, for the singing voice? Well, I don't really know then. Yeah, that's how you spell it, but I think it's pronounced Christine, because that's how I remember hearing it in my head. So, yeah, but that's the one. That's the name. I know she at least does all the when the character's like swinging the sword around, she makes the noises. So that's something. Have you ever been creeped or weirded out by commenters? All the time. And so that's what I think we're going to do right now. Everyone get your creepiest, weirdest thing out, purge it out of your system right now, and then never bring it up ever again. How's that? I'm allowing you. I'm being an enabler. This is the purge. This is the creep weird purge. Say something even if that's not the kind of person you are. Yeah, Red. She voices Red. Exactly. Just do it. I don't have a wiki page, although I did say once that as soon as I get a Wikipedia page, that's when I'll know I'm famous. And so if I'm not going to, but my thing is that I'm not going to ask people to make one for me, nor am I going to make one myself. I'm just throwing that idea out there. So there you go. Do with it what you may. Yep. Here come the weird comments. This is how long of a delay there is, just so you know that. This is actually really fun. See, it's only fun because I enabled this to happen. If it just happened regularly in my normal life, if I got like an email that said all these things, I would fear for my life. True story. Yeah. I do have people that ask me for my address a lot, and I'm like, no. I actually had to take a video down off the internet recently because it had my address on it. I was doing an unboxing video, and I didn't realize that the box that I was opening had my address on it, and I was like, oh no. Luckily, I don't think anyone got it, so that's nice. Craig is here. Hi, Craig. Yeah. Favorite bat suit? I'm a big fan of the Batman Beyond one. Yeah, it's a good one. Scott Nice Wonder, you have failed this city. I am wearing pants. Pants. I actually can't tell if you can see that until like a few minutes later when the live stream catches up. So, yeah. All right, so I'm going to tell this story again because I've told it for a long time. But yeah, I did get a P.O. box. I just never set it up. So, yeah. All right, I just saw my pants thing. Okay. I did get a P.O. box a few months ago. I just never bothered to set it up. So I paid $30, and then I never did anything with it. So, yeah. Yep. I might get one. It recently expired, so I don't have it anymore. It's not an Apple Watch. It's a Pebble Time, and it's pretty cool. But it's on 0% in battery right now, which is one of my favorite things about the Pebble Time, is that I tested how long it would last on 0% in battery. It lasted over 12 hours, which is awesome. Yeah. Cool. When will I be on the weekly poll again? Whenever they invite me back. They haven't. They don't like me. You need to spend extra $10 at another O to your P.O. box. So it says Oppo? I'm not sure I get it. I should just click random channels in the comments and subscribe to them. You have a 1 in 98. You basically almost have a 1% chance of me clicking on you, I think. Or more if you comment a lot. I don't know. Odds will be in your favor on that occasion. So, yes, I know Benny, aka Comic Storian. He and I met at VidCon for the first time, and we've talked for a while on and off since before then, and a little bit since. So, I was quiet on the weekly poll because it was a topic that I didn't particularly know a lot about. And I just didn't know everybody's personalities, so I was like, it's their show, I'm just gonna let them talk. I don't ever have anything to say anyway. Did you come up with the channel? Like this channel? Like NerdSync? Yeah, I did. That's me. I am the founder of NerdSync. That's what I put on my business cards. Do I actually, though? That's like, I don't want to say that and that not be true. I don't have business cards on me right now. I think I put that. I probably didn't, though. I think I just put a lightning bolt and then the name Scott Nice Wonder. I think that's legitimately what I did. Man, we've almost been talking for an hour. All right, guys. At 1 hour, I'm probably gonna have to leave. So, sorry, talking to my editor right now. We're still working on tomorrow's video. Oh, plaid lantern ring would be super fun as like a merch item. That would be neat. Yeah, lightning bolt sequel founder. That's true. Mm-hmm. Bring back Sal from Comic Pop. I would. I do. He's so much fun to talk to. For real though. He's awesome. No, I will not say that. But you can go to sleep. I allow it. Where do I buy my comics? Comixology. I hope you're leaving to do actual NerdSync work. Well, there's not a whole lot on my end right now that I need to do. I'm actually waiting on Derek/DK. I've never asked him what he wants me to call him. I call him Derek. He introduces himself as DK, so I'm probably in the wrong there. But he is my editor for Comic Misconceptions, and we've had so many technical difficulties today and this whole week that he is just now getting around to like putting the finishing touches on this week's episode of Comic Misconceptions, and it has been a hassle. It has been a complete struggle, and we're probably going to be a little bit late tomorrow. Normally, I like to release all the videos at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So mark that into your calendars for future reference, so you can view it first for anybody else. But yeah, anyway, sorry, got distracted by the comments. Yeah, so what was I even saying just now? I totally forgot. Oh well, he's just now. Yeah, the video's gonna be late, a little bit late. Maybe. Hopefully not, but it might. Anyway. Do I think Daredevil can beat Batman? I don't know. It will be whoever the writer of that particular story wants to win will win. I have played Mass Effect. I've played all 3 of them. I'm super excited for the next one, but I don't have a console or even a TV to play it. I'm so angry. But it doesn't come out for a while anyway. But yeah, I just know that if I introduce video games back into my life, I will never get any work done, and I barely get any work done now because I'm so distracted by other things already. Please say hi to Panama. Hi, is that a person or just like the place in general? Either way, hi, Panama. I'm Scott. Yeah. Mass Effect was awesome. Mass Effect 2 is my favorite. Chris 1 says that Mass Effect 1 is better than Mass Effect 2. I disagree. I think Mass Effect 2 is the best of all the Mass Effects. Yep, I'm a dumb person is the quote of my life. It's the one thing I will be remembered by forever, I think. Oh, boy. Okay. You probably have 2 or 3 years. Okay, yeah, I didn't think it was out. I mean, they released like a teaser trailer and everything for it, so... Mm-hmm. If you do start a video game thing, you should do Fallout 4 when it comes out. Yeah. Are your podcasts like 15 minutes of fail still online? I don't think so. It would be at... Oh, gosh, what's the website? It would probably be at 15 minutes of fail.webs.com? I don't know. It was like a free website creator way back in the day. That's where I put everything on. I don't think they're up there, though. I don't think so. Yeah. MS1 controls were terrible. What's the... Is it the Mako? I hated doing all those missions. It's the worst. There is no Chris 2. There's only Chris 1 and Chris Prime. Equally, they have the same standing. So I didn't want to do 1 and 2 and imply that one was better than the other, so I did 1 and Prime so that they're on the same level ground. So if I look tired, it's because I am tired. It's past midnight for me right now. Why are there so many of you watching this? How do RSS feeds work? Google that. I don't know. You love my face. That's so nice. So hi to Waterford. Hello, Waterford. That can't be a person. I do not agree that that is a name of a person. So that's got to be a place, I have to assume. We have 5 more minutes, guys. What do you want to tackle in 5 more minutes? Video game stuff. Any last thoughts and suggestions about NerdSync potentially doing video game stuff in the meantime? I will say we are starting to introduce more shows to the channel. Here's what I want to talk about for the next 5 minutes that I should have been talking about for a while. The possibility of new shows, not video game related, but new shows comic book related, hosted by people who aren't me, hosted by other people who can put out videos, who, you know, so it's not just me who has to do all the research and like the recording, but it's just other people, other my friends doing videos. Is that something that you guys are totally against, or is that something that you'd be open-minded about? They might be weekly shows, they might be every other week, they might be occasionally, I don't really know, we haven't picked out a schedule yet, but yeah, it would be fun to do that sort of thing, to talk about, to have new comic book shows that aren't just me. So I don't want NerdSync to be Scott's channel. I want it to be a literal syncing of nerds, because that's what it was supposed to be intended to do. Yeah. So there you go. I don't know if I don't know if there'll be weekly shows or anything, but cool. That all seems good. All of you guys seem to be liking it. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Is that like a motivational thing? I don't know. Kind of like Crash Course, sure. Or like game theory as well. Different content, different creators type of thing. It's not coming full circle with the content we were originally intended to do, because we were originally intended to do video game stuff, but apparently everybody here hates that idea. Just kidding, only a select few of you guys do. But NerdSync did all sorts of stuff, from prop tutorials, After Effects tutorials, video game let's plays, comic misconceptions. We had a cooking show at one point. These are all the things that NerdSync was originally. So I don't want, again, for all of you people who are new here, for all of you who are saying, like, I want the original NerdSync, that the original NerdSync was video games. It was, prop tutorials and DIY builds and After Effects, special effects tutorials. It was a ton of stuff. It was it was nerds syncing up together doing different shows. The only one that stuck was Comic Misconceptions, and that's what we ran with. But yeah, so I really would like to bring the cooking thing back, because it would be a ton of fun. We only have the one episode of it, and it was really good. So, but yeah. Yeah, the cooking show was neat. It was basically trying to explain the science behind some of it. So we did, the first episode was Aunt May's wheat cakes the whole thing of the cooking show was taking stuff from comics and video games and other nerdy things and turning them into real life foods, which I think is a thing that already exists nowadays. But when we were doing it, it was still already a thing that existed. But no, we did Aunt May's wheat cakes, and we explained like the science behind like how certain, like when you whip the egg whites and everything, why they turn into a thing. It was really cool. I didn't do that show. I just produced it. I was like the executive producer. My friend Nick did it. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, we have 1 minute left according to me. So according to my time, I don't. Oh crap! I don't know how to end these. Well, this is it. We're doing it forever. Alrighty then. Strap in, guys. You're with me for the long haul. Nope. All right. 30 seconds now. I've wasted that. So yeah. More content on NerdSync. We're talking with some of the people at Defy about how to approach that alter ego. A lot of you guys really like that one. We have a show that I'm super excited about with Joel from Comic Book Cast. He'll be posting new videos on the NerdSync channel. That one is a ton of fun. And of course, Real Origins, making that its own thing. Doing potentially... What's the other one? Oh, Friday. We have a new show on Friday. I have 4 seconds left. It's not going to run out. I can continue this as however long I want. Yeah, we have a new show on Friday that'll be coming out too. So, yeah. Check that out. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this test. It has been a crazy experience, and I hope we do more of these. And let's try to set one of these up once a week, doing like a live Q&A, because I think that's a good way to start doing the streaming things. And if it takes off, if people like it, then maybe potentially we'll talk about video games. But who knows? Cool. So I will see you guys later, and that is the end of a thing. Bye.